We have the author of this poem, William Wordsworth, who is using the literary element of apostrophe to call out to the deceased former English poet Milton to come back to England and give it a good old-fashioned pep talk, since England is no longer the way it was. It's basically a total wreck. He thinks that the people are now selfish and debased. What Wordsworth's doing in this poem is basically why I feel that it's meaningful. When I'm in a situation that is not a situation I want to be in, I just, in my head, I literally cry out to someone, wishing they were there, and because I think they would make the situation better. I just kind of picture on in my head, like, what would be the outcome if this person were here? How would the situation improve? The first aesthetic element that I'll be discussing is apostrophe, which is evident in the first line of the poem. And basically you have Wordsworth crying out to Milton, who was not only not physically there, but who was also deceased. And it contributes to the poem because it really shows Wordsworth's emotion and desperate cry for help to Milton to help come and just talk to the people of England to come together and just make England better again. And the second element is metonymy. And this is evident in the three words altar, sword, and pen, and Wordsworth uses these to replace the topics of religion, military might, and literature. And he feels that these are the three things that England has lost, and that he wants Milton to come back and repair. The contribution that this makes is it creates imagery so that the audience can just kind of picture how England is at the moment of why Wordsworth is crying out to Milton in the first place. So the third element that Wordsworth used in his poem is a series of similes to compare him to items as such. First thing that he compares Milton to is a star, so he says like a star, and basically lets the audience know how much Milton set himself apart from mainstream society to be his own individual and to just kind of write his poetry to make a difference in England. The second thing that Wordsworth compares Milton to is his voice to the sea. So he says that his voice was like the sea, and it lets his audience know that Milton had a voice that was calming, and that Milton always made attempts to lead his audience on the right path. The third thing that Wordsworth says is that Milton's voice was pure as the naked heavens, majestic, free, and lets the audience know how much Milton let his words flow and just kind of let his words speak from the heart. I like how Wordsworth uses a Petrarchan sonnet to do the trick of condemning the people of England for just being so careless. London, 1802, by William Wordsworth. Milton, thou shouldst be living at this hour. England hath need of thee. She is a fen of stagnant waters, altar, sword, and pen. Fireside, the heroic wealth of hall and bower, have forfeited their ancient English dower of inward happiness. We are selfish men. Oh, raise us up, return us again, and give us manners, virtue, freedom, power. Thy soul was like a star, and dwelt apart. Thou hadst a voice whose sound was like the sea, pure as the naked heavens, majestic, free. So didst thou travel on life's common way, in cheerful godliness, and yet thy heart the lowliest duties on herself did lay. The style that gives the poem its power, beauty, and shape is the way it transitions and the way Wordsworth wants his poem to sound, in terms of sounding very direct and knowing exactly which points he wants to get across in 14 lines. So the transitions include him calling out to Milton in the first place using apostrophe when he's not even there, to listing the three things that England has lost in terms of military might, religion, and literature, and using those words so picturesquely by using altar, sword, and pen, to crying out to wanting Milton to come and give England a pep talk and being able to inspire England so they can become a better group of people as a whole, to praising Milton with his words of wisdom, and praising Milton of how he is capable of inspiring people, to mourning his death.